Hello, this is Celina of Rain-Seeded Creativity. I'm going to show you how I make my shaker gift card holders and tags without using a fuse tool or without using any special pouches. So they're really fun to make, and I will show you how that's done. First thing you're going to need is these things. They are called clear plastic badge holders. You're going to need two of them. And they actually, this is how you normally see them. They're attached to a lanyard, so you just need two of these. Now, with respect to purchasing these, you can find them on eBay, 12 of them for about $2. If you're in Canada, you can find them at walmart.ca for $2, but they don't specify what dimensions they are. So if they're too small, you might just be able to do the tags as opposed to the gift card holder. For the gift card holder, it's 4 1/4 by 3. These ones I purchased on Amazon.com. Advantas, 50 of them were $8. Two of those. The other thing you're going to need is a big needle. I'm using a plastic canvas needle, $1.25. The reason it's plastic canvas is because, see, you can't poke yourself and cause bloodshed, which is what I would do. If you're confident in your hand sewing skills and you've done it before, you can use a sharp needle, probably make this a little bit faster to do. But I'm not, so I'm using a plastic canvas needle. The other thing you're going to need is embroidery floss. This is really cheap anywhere. You can get them at Goodwill, anywhere. Now, the hardest part about doing this is, with the embroidery floss, it comes in a strand of six little strands. You need to separate them and take 3 of them. Okay. And separate it all out and get yourself a big strand that has, that has 3 of those little strands. That's the hardest part to do in this whole process, is what I find. Okay. Then you are going to need a template. All this is draw a straight line and then make little dots every quarter of an inch is what I found worked nicely. Okay. Then you're going to need a piece of foam or a mouse pad that's going to go underneath. You are going to need a pokey thing or an awl. This is a bead reamer. I tried, I even tried using this is a little nail, but it's not sharp enough. But anything to poke your plastic through. So the other hint with this is you want your pokey thing to be pretty close in diameter or girth to your needle. Okay. You're going to need scissors. You're going to need some little doodads to use in your shaker cards. So whatever you have. The only trick with using these is they must be bigger than your 1/4 inch stitch length that you're going to make. Okay, so you don't want too many. These, I have buttons. These are just little punch outs. That paper is just, I buy 1 sheet of the silver and then I just use a Sharpie marker, color it, and then punch it out. And I take 2 punches, just double-sided. Gives it a little bit more strength. Got sequins, but again, I have small sequins, but you need it to be, see, bigger than that 1/4 inch. I tried, in my first one, I tried using that little small one, and what happened was it was so thin that it got stuck. Oops, it got stuck in the stitch. You need a few doodads. The other thing I like using on mine are little charms. When you finish all the way around your stitching, you've got your ends. I like to put a little charm, or here are just some little bells, and use what you have. I have the other ones I used were these. These were $1.25 at my dollar store. So I'm going to use these just up top on my next few. Optional is I like putting, if you can see, let's push this back. This is let's try that. Merry Christmas. A few little stickers. I have peel-offs that are like 100 years old, so I'm just using my peel-offs for that. You're going to need a scrap of cereal box. This is just some scrap. You do need that. So, and I'll tell you why in a sec. Also, you need something, a little flat metal end, and actually I like using a little tiny hammer. But you can use a can or anything, because you got to press down on a few things. I like using binder clips to keep my 2 clear badge holders together. And because I'm going to be making a tag, I'm going to have a length of sheer ribbon. You want to use sheer ribbon if you're using the dull plastic canvas needle, because it will go through it. Otherwise, it won't go through a grosgrain or sturdier ribbon. So that is it. So let's get started. First thing is, take both of your, separate though, take your badge card holder and cut off this part. You're not going to need that. And it's really easy to hand cut, because you just put the edge of your scissors up against the little opening here, and it gives you a nice straight cut. Okay, there. What I like to do too is I bring it back, this end, just so that I can corner round. I'll just do cut. Oops. There. Quarter around that. And I'm going to do the same on this one. I'm just going to, for the convenience of time, that's off. There. Okay. Next thing is, okay, these you can throw away. No. Now, you're going to need the foam. I've used it so much it's ripped, but it's fine. Take it, oops, and 1/4 inch from the edge to where I sew. I'm sorry, where I poke the holes. Okay, so I'm going to bring it up about 1/4 inch from my template, and now I'm going to poke holes using my awl. And hold onto it firmly, because it will shift. See? It's a bit nicer like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do this all the way around, and I will come back because that's kind of boring for you to see. Okay, so now I have poked holes. This is on one of them. There you go. Okay. To do is put your scrap card, whatever, in the opening, because what you're going to do is you're going to poke the holes on the 3 sides, and this will remind you not to do the top part. Believe you me, you will forget. Now, how you do it so that the holes are lined up perfectly is you're going to take your binder clips and to even the sides. Oops, I actually did. There we go. And keep it on the seam of your plastic, because if you throw it, see how this one's all the way in? Move it back, because you will dent your plastic. Also, don't keep these here like overnight. As soon as you're done, take them out, because they will dent your plastic. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is the top one has the holes. Oops, the top badge holder has the holes. The bottom one does not. So what I'm going to do is, this is the badge holder is now my template, and I'm going to go through and poke holes in the bottom one. Okay. And the binder clips do a really nice job holding out. And if you don't get the hole all the way through, well, you want to get all the way through to the back, but don't worry if it's not deep, because you're going to reinforce the holes in a moment. See, I ended here. Don't do that part. I'm going to put my clips back on. Now I'm going to do this side. Okay, take these out. And now this one has the holes on all 3 sides, not the top. Now you're going to find the holes, they're a little bit not very wide, but that's okay. You're going to go through each one again and just reinforce the holes. Okay, and I'm going to do this now for both the badge holders, and I will be back. Okay, so I'm coming up to the end. Yeah, see how teeny that hole is? So once I just reinforce it and again, there. So I have done that on that one and this one. Now, what you're going to find are, if you flip it over, you will see that they're bumpy where the plastic has come out. Now, this is where your hammer comes in handy. What I like to do is I take my hammer and just squish it, the hammer. And when you put your embroidery floss through, it's going to take that out. There. Bumpiness is like gone. Pretty much. Okay. Now, you're going to start doing your sewing. The 3-sided one will go on the back, the 4-sided one on the front. Get your binder clips again. And you need your scrap piece of paper to put into the back one. Honestly, you will need it. I know. Okay, embroidery floss, your needle. Now, because I'm going to make a tag what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the vertical side. I'm going to take my ribbon, even it, and then it's going to go in the middle here. Or am I in the middle? Take right about here. Good. See how that's squished in there, between those two there? And now I'm going to sew through both holders. Okay. Part B to this is when you do the sewing is leave a very long tail so that it doesn't get too much in my way. I'm just gonna put it down. Okay, so we're doing a running stitch. See, that's the bottom. So now I'm gonna come up through the top. There. Okay, I can't see it, so. Okay, it's where the thimble would work, but I'm just gonna, there, put it through on the back of my tail here. See, that's gonna come up. Go down. Oop, sorry about that. Come back up. Okay. And you're going to go all the way around the 3 sides, doing this, not the 4 sides. Once we get to the top, I'll show you what you do. See, it's a little bit tricky, so I'm there, putting it flat against the table to have through. A thimble would work too, but there. Okay, I will keep going, and once I get to here, then I'll be back. Okay, so I've done my running stitch all the way along. I'm getting close to the end, so I'll just finish these 2. Okay, oh, and the length of the embroidery floss, about 2 arms length. Right? You want enough to get you all the way around your badge holder. Okay. Now, we're at the top. Remember, our front one has the holes, our back one does not. So, reason you've got this scrap card here is because what you're going to do is you have the top 2 edges of the first badge holder has the holes, but then the one of the second badge holder does not. So 3 layers. You're not doing the back. You're now going to sew the first 3 layers. And what this scrap cardboard does is it protects you from accidentally stabbing through to the 4th side. Okay. And now I'm going to go through the back. Okay, we're not doing the back part. And go through the front and see how, see, I've hit the cardstock. You want to do that because you don't want to hit that 4th surface. Use your front 2 as your template for making that hole to get through. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish to about here, And then we're going to leave this open to put our goodies in. I'll be right back. Okay, so what I've done here is left about an inch, 2-inch opening. What we're going to do is we're going to put our little doodads down this hole. Okay, so now that I've filled it, that's good enough. You don't want it too full because then it won't shake. So now I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go to the end, and I go right to the end, and I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm sewing up the hole, just about at the end. Oh, I'm going to put my card in there. Oops. See, I ended up, always put that in. Okay. What happened here? Okay, there. Okay, I'm getting close to the end. And now, this is where the holes start on the back badge holder as well as the front. So now, I'm just going to sew through both sides. Oops. Sometimes I gotta do two separately like that. See how this one, it's just a little bit off to the side. I want both my tails to end up being in the front so I can put my charm. So I'm just gonna go through the same hole like that, and then see, now I've got one tail in the front, one in the back. But what I'm just going to do is just go back through. Sometimes you have to do that, and it's fine because the plastic is clear, it looks like it goes all the way through anyways. There. That's exactly how I wanted it to look. So you might have to double up on the stitches when you get to the end there. So now I'm going to cut the end. And I'm going to tie a knot here. Just a loose, kind of a, I do a double knot. So there's a little knot too there. I'm going to put my, this is for little boys, so I made a little bottle cap charm. And I'll end up tying a little knot there. And there is my shaker tag. Now, the other thing that's going to go on here is take a little bit of cardstock like that. So that, and that is going to fit on this present. Let's back it up. That present with a bow. How cute is that going to look? So that's for a little boy. So these are my shaker cards, or shaker gift card holders and tags. And one for a little boy, one for a little girl, and my Christmas ones. I hope you like them. Please like and subscribe, and have yourself a wonderful, great day. Thank you. Bye.